Some people smile every day without anyone knowing how much pain they had to survive. Because the strongest people don't always look strong. Sometimes they look ordinary, quiet, calm, even invisible. But behind that calmness are battles nobody ever saw. Psychology tells us something fascinating. Pain doesn't always destroy people. Sometimes it transforms them. It teaches lessons that comfort never could. And if these five signs sound familiar, there's a chance you've survived more than most people realize. The first hidden sign is this: you became calm in situations that used to break you. Years ago, small problems could ruin your entire day. Stress felt overwhelming, disappointment felt unbearable. But something changed, not because life became easier, but because you've already faced worse. Psychologists call this emotional adaptation. After enough hardship, the brain learns how to handle pressure differently. You stop reacting immediately. You think first. You breathe. You stay calm. People may think you don't care, but that's not true. You've simply learned that not everything deserves your energy. Not every argument deserves your attention, and not every storm deserves your fear. Because once you've survived enough difficult seasons, you understand something powerful. Peace is more important than proving yourself. And protecting your mind is more valuable than winning every battle. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. The second hidden sign is that you became comfortable being alone, not because you hate people, and not because you gave up on relationships, but because life taught you that peace is better than forced connections. There was a time when being alone scared you. You wanted everyone to stay. You depended on approval. You feared rejection. But disappointment changed you. Little by little, you stopped chasing people who didn't value you. And something surprising happened. Being alone stopped feeling painful. It started feeling peaceful. Psychologists say people who go through emotional hardship often become more emotionally independent, not because they don't need love, but because they learn they can survive without constant validation. You discovered that solitude and loneliness are not the same thing. Loneliness hurts, but solitude heals. And some of the strongest healing happens in silence. Because sometimes being alone with peace is far better than being surrounded by people who make you feel lonely. The third hidden sign is that you notice people's intentions much faster than before. One thing hardship often teaches is awareness. After being disappointed enough times, you start paying attention to the little things, the tone of someone's voice, their actions, the promises they make, and the way they behave when they need something from you. Psychologists call this heightened awareness. Your brain learned to recognize danger because it wants to protect you from being hurt again. As a result, you became harder to manipulate, harder to fool, and harder to lie to. Sometimes you can sense something isn't right before anyone else notices. People may call you overly cautious, but experience taught you to pay attention to warning signs you once ignored. That's not negativity, that's wisdom. Because once you've experienced betrayal, disrespect, or heartbreak, your mind learns to protect itself. The fourth hidden sign is that you rarely open up completely. People see you smile, they hear you laugh, and they may assume everything is fine. But deep inside, there are parts of yourself that very few people truly know. Psychologists explain that emotional pain often makes people more private, not because they want attention, but because vulnerability once became dangerous. So now, trust comes slowly. You think carefully before sharing your deepest feelings, and many times you deal with your struggles quietly. People sometimes describe you as distant or difficult to understand. But what they don't see is this. Some people became quiet because life taught them that not everyone handles pain with kindness. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your heart. And after enough emotional battles, you stop giving everyone a front row seat to your life. Because protecting yourself is not selfish, it's necessary. And perhaps the reason you don't tell people everything anymore is because you've learned that healing doesn't always need an audience. Sometimes strength grows in silence, and sometimes the strongest people are the ones carrying heavy things without asking anyone to notice. The fifth hidden sign is something many people overlook. You appreciate peaceful moments far more than most people. A quiet morning, a genuine conversation, a calm evening with no drama, a few minutes when your mind finally feels safe. These simple moments mean everything to you. Because people who have lived through chaos understand the value of peace. Psychology shows that after long periods of stress, the brain begins to crave safety and emotional stability more than excitement. That's why little things make you happy now. Not because you've become boring, but because you've learned what truly matters. After emotional exhaustion, peace feels like a gift. After endless storms, calmness feels precious. And after surviving battles nobody saw, you stop taking simple happiness for granted. The truth is, surviving difficult seasons doesn't always make people louder. Sometimes it makes them quieter, more careful, more observant, and emotionally stronger in ways nobody notices. Maybe people don't fully understand you. Maybe they don't know everything you've been through. And maybe they never will. But that doesn't change what you've survived. Because strength isn't measured by how loudly you talk about your pain. Sometimes strength is simply waking up every day and continuing to move forward, even when nobody knows how hard it has been. So if these 5 signs describe you, give yourself more credit. You've survived moments that could have broken you. You've carried burdens that nobody saw. And somehow, despite everything, you kept going. That alone says something powerful about who you are. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are proof that people can suffer, heal, and become stronger without losing their kindness. And perhaps the greatest victory isn't becoming fearless. It's continuing to choose hope after everything you've been through. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below and share which sign touched you the most. And remember, some of the strongest people in the world are the ones whose battles were never visible, yet they kept going anyway.